Assalamu alaikum, my dear students. I hope all of you are fine and doing well. So the topic that we are going to discuss today, it is the occurrence of aluminium and boron. So these two elements have been selected from the group 3 elements as they have 3 electrons in their valence shell. So that's why their group number we have it is 3A. So let's have a look on its some properties before their occurrence. First one we have aluminium. Its atomic number we have 13 and its atomic weight, that is also known as the mass number of any element. So its mass number we have almost 26.9, that can be round off to the 27 gram per mole. Its symbol we have Al. The first one is capital or the second one letter we have in the lowercase. Next, its electronic configuration. If I just write its complete electronic configuration, then it can be written as 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2 and 3p1. So its valence shell electronic configuration over there we have 3s2 3p1. It means it contains 3 electrons in its valence shell. Then its complete name we have aluminium. Then we have its acidic or basic properties of higher valence oxides. Mainly this symbol shows that it has equal relative strength for acid and base. On the other hand, here we have its crystal structure. So its crystal structure is face-centered cubic in shape mainly, and the one side is face-centered. Next, we have its physical property. Physical state at 20 degrees Celsius, we can see that at STP standard temperature, it is in the solid state. On the other hand, this pink color is just showing that it is a metal because it has 3 electrons in its valence shell as group 3A, 3 electrons, so it can lose these electrons. So that's why it is a metal. On the other hand, we have the first element of the group 3A, which is boron. As its name is boron, its symbol we have a capital B. Its atomic number we have 5. Its electronic configuration we have mainly 1s2, 2s2, 2p1. So it has 3 electrons in its valence shell. Then we have its crystal structure, that is almost somehow hexagonal. Its physical state we have at 20 degrees Celsius mainly is a solid. This pink color just shows that it is a non-metal in nature. And then its acidic basic properties shows that it is having the one half of basic properties in nature. So this was all about the simple aluminium and boron. Now let's have a look on its occurrence. First one we have occurrence of aluminium. Mainly aluminium, as its symbol is Al. It is the third most abundant element that is found on the earth crust. It means if just we list out all the elements about their occurrence, it is the third most abundant. Next we have it is the most abundant metal in the earth crust. So that's why as a metal its concentration is very high, and as a element it is the third most abundant element. Then we have the main aluminium ores. Ores are basically maybe the oxides of different metals. So its main ore we have, its name is feldspar. Its formula we have K2Al2Si6 and O16. So here you can see that we have oxygen along with the aluminium. Next we have kaolinite. It's aluminium silicate, mainly Al2Si2O7, and it is also having the water of crystallization. Then we have corundum. It's Al2O3. It's simple aluminium oxide. Then we have cryolite. Its formula is Na3. It's basically sodium aluminate feldspar. Then we have bauxite. It's aluminium oxide plus water of crystallization. So this is the main occurrence of aluminium we have. It also occurs in mainly aluminium silicate minerals. So here we have the only its silicates mineral. It's mean silicon is also present along with that in as a mineral, and it was found in the rocks and also as the outer portion of the earth crust. It is the outer portion of the earth crust as well as It is also found on the rocks. On the other hand, if we have the other elements of the group 3A, which was gallium, were having indium and thallium, they are relatively rare in nature and they are just obtained mainly as a byproducts. It means they are very rare in nature. On the other hand, we have the most occurrence of aluminium over the earth crust. Next, we have the occurrence of boron. So here, boron is mainly not an abundant element. It means its percentage is very less. It mainly occurs in traces. Traces mean its concentration is very low, or we can say that it is very less in nature. It is found in the most soils and it has been found to be an essential in very small amount for the proper growth of many plants. So that's why it is having its more importance for the plants because it helps to the growth of plants. As it is present already in less and low quantity, on the other hand, it also required by the plants for their proper growth in trace amount. On the other hand, we have just few minerals of the boron. Some of the specific mineral we have borax. This borax is also known as the tinkle and it is the mineral. Its formula we have Na2B4O7 and plus the water of crystallization borax. It is mainly the mineral of boron. Then it's next we have columenite. It is also the mineral of boron in which can be also called as calcium along with the boron and with the oxygen and it also has water of crystallization along with that. Then we have orthoboric acid. This is the third mineral of the boron. Orthoboric acid is mainly a acid. Its formula we has H3BO3. So we have here its formula H3BO3. It is mainly known as the boric acid or we can also call it as the orthoboric acid. So this was the mainly occurrence of the boron. On the other hand, boron is always found in nature as combined with the oxygen as usually it forms oxyborate ions. So this is the nature of the boron that it is always found combined with the oxygen and it mainly occurs as the salts of various polyboric acids. So it forms the salts for many polyboric acids. So the word polyboric acid, the poly mean many. It's mean here we have just studied the orthoboric acid. Along with that, we have different types of the boric acid according to their properties and the percentage of hydrogen as well as oxygen in them. So this was a simple phenomena of or the occurrence of boron on the earth crust. So this was all about today's lecture. I hope you guys understand and if you have any queries, you may ask me about that in the comment section. And the next topic that we will discuss it is the peculiar behavior of the boron as it is the first element so how it can be differentiated from the other elements in the same group. So we will discuss it in the next lecture. For that time you guys have a good day and keep learning.